Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the News 69 for World News Update, initiated by Global Media for Peace and Development. UN official warns of assault on dignity. UN Secretary-General António Guterres warned the two-state solution is near a point of no return, urging member states to take irreversible steps to implement it. Plague of rats and insects provides latest challenge for war-shattered Gazans. Siege on Gaza is the silent killer of children, said UNRWA. Denmark calls for end to Gaza aid ban. International Court of Justice (ICJ) said Israel acts with impunity in occupied Palestinian territory, says South Africa. International Court of Justice (ICJ) in The Hague. South Africa accused Israel of acting with impunity during proceedings launched by the General Assembly. Pakistan's Ambassador Asim Iftikhar Ahmad said the tragedy unfolding in Gaza is without precedent, both in its scale and its inhumanity.ICJ. Saudia Arabia condemns Israel's blatant violations of international law. Russia deplores use of aid as a bargaining chip. Impose an immediate ceasefire before it is too late. Algeria. UN Rights Chief calls for international action to prevent catastrophe in Gaza. The World Food Programme, WFP, reports that food and nutrition distributions for over 220,000 people have started in Tawila, North Darfur, where hundreds of thousands are seeking refuge from horrific violence in and around Fasher and Zamzam IDP camp. WFP, the world cannot afford to watch the two-state solution disappear, said UN Secretary-General António Guterres. You are hearing the news headlines. Now is details. Gaza. UN official warns of assault on dignity. We know that people are hungry and that malnutrition rates are rising. Our warehouses are empty. Our bakeries are closing. Jonathan Whitall, head of office for the UN Aid Coordination Office in the occupied Palestinian territory, told journalists in Gaza City at the weekend. Plague of rats and insects provides latest challenge for war-shattered Gazans. After suffering almost 18 months of deadly bombardment, displacement and lack of access to basic services, the embattled people of Gaza face yet another challenge: the threat of insects and rodents. One displaced woman told UN News' correspondent in Gaza, "In all camps, we suffer from biting insects, especially fleas," adding that our children suffer from severe pain due to itching and stinging. We tried to treat it in simple ways, but the right medicines are not available at the medical center. Danish Ambassador Christina Marcus Lassen highlighted the worsening situation in Gaza, where no humanitarian aid has been allowed in for almost 2 months. She also voiced alarm over reports that the World Food Programme, WFP, has depleted all its food stocks. Furthermore, families are reporting utter exhaustion from moving numerous times due to Israeli-issued evacuation orders. Siege on Gaza is the silent killer of children. UNRWA. The siege on Gaza is the silent killer of children of older people, said Juliette Thoma, spokesperson for the UN Agency for Palestine Refugees, UNRWA. Families, whole families, 7 or 8 people, are resorting to sharing 1 can of beans or peas. In an update to journalists in Geneva, Ms. Thoma stressed that thousands of trucks carrying relief supplies continue to be denied entry to Gaza. "We have just over 5,000 trucks in several parts of the region with life-saving supplies that are ready to come in," she explained. Meanwhile, at the International Court of Justice, ICJ, in The Hague, South Africa accused Israel of acting with impunity during proceedings launched by the General Assembly. Pakistan's Ambassador Asim Iftikhar Ahmad said the tragedy unfolding in Gaza is without precedent, both in its scale and its inhumanity. Saudia Arabia condemns Israel's blatant violations of international law. At the International Court of Justice, ICJ, the UN's top court, countries and organizations are delivering statements in a case brought against Israel by the General Assembly, related to Israel's obligations as the occupying power in Gaza and the occupied Palestinian territory. Saudi Arabia's representative, Mohammed Saad al-Nasser, said that Israel is obliged to allow the UN and international organizations to provide aid to Gaza, which could truly make a difference between life and death for many people. Russian Ambassador Vasily Nebenzia said the catastrophic situation in the Gaza Strip has been made worse by the nearly 60-day blockade of food and medicines. Amar Ben Jama, the ambassador of Algeria, said that despite the UN Secretary-General's tireless efforts to ease the suffering of the Palestinian people, the international community and the Security Council have both failed to extend the level of support required to make these efforts impactful. And this is the news update for this time. Thank you for watching. Stay with us for next news update.